Our evac shuttle had taken everyone else, but there wasn't room for one more. You had told the pilot, "Go, I'll make it on my own." But you didn't know if that was true. You didn't know if you could even stand. But you refused to imagine Lucio staring at an empty doorway, wondering why you never returned. No, failure wasn't an option. You staggered along the ruined streets, armor dragging, vision blurring at the edges. Every few steps, your knees buckled. Every time, you forced yourself back up. Not because you were fearless, not because you were unbreakable, but because you missed him. You missed the warmth of his voice, the way he said your name like it mattered, the safety of his arms. Home wasn't a place. Home was him. A group of enemies spotted you, shadows in the smoke. Your legs trembled. Your weapon was nearly out of charge. You whispered under your breath, as if Lucio could hear across the world. "Sorry, love. This might be messy." Pain roared. Blaster fire lit the air. But something stronger inside kept you moving, refusing to fall. Not this close. Not now. When the last attacker fell, so did you, falling to your knees, shaking. You pushed yourself up again, one step closer to home. Hours had passed, or maybe minutes. Time stopped making sense. You reached the edge of a city. The music in the distance was faint, but familiar. Something eased in your heart. The world could still be cool, but not here, not this close. Your voice cracked when you whispered, "Lucio." A moment still. The pain got worse. The world tilted. You lost your balance, catching yourself on a wall. For a moment, you wondered if it would be easier to stop, just rest on the cold ground and sleep. But then you pictured Lucio sitting alone, watching the door, waiting for someone who might never return, and something inside you lit up again. Not today. You reached the apartment building with shaking legs. The elevator was broken, so you had to take the stairs. 6 flights of stairs felt like a mountain. Halfway up, you collapsed against the railing, breathing fast, blood dripping down your arm. "You can do this," you whispered to yourself, the world trembling. "He's right there, just a little further." Every step after that was a matter of pure willpower, not strength, not stamina, just love. At last, you had reached the door. Your hand hovered over the lock pad, trembling. You leaned against the doorway, exhausted, broken, aching, and whispered with your last blink of strength, "I made it home." He had been pacing the living room, gazing over at the front door every few seconds, worried because he was supposed to get home by now. Then a click. The door opened slowly and heavily. Lucio turned, excitement flashing across his face, until he saw you. You leaned against the doorway, your arm scarred and broken, your clothes stained with dust and blood. Your eyes were tired, too tired. "Amor?" Lucio said, rushing forward and catching you before you could collapse onto the floor. You tried to smile. "I made it back," you whispered, but the words shook. Lucio held you as if he could finish at any moment. "You don't have to talk. You're safe. I got you." He guided you to the couch, sitting close, one arm supporting your back. Every once, every shallow breath made the worry knot tighter in his chest. I should have been there, he murmured, not angry at you, but at the world that kept hurting the people he cared about. You shook your head. You were here, waiting. That means everything. Lucio gently cleaned the wound on your shoulder. He worked slowly, carefully, never rushing or looking away, even when tears threatened. When you clenched your teeth in pain, he leaned his forehead against yours. Breathe with me, he whispered. And you did. Bandages replaced burnt fabric. Warm water wiped away dry blood. Lucio's hands never shook, even though his heart did. You're not alone. Not now. Not ever, he said, his voice soft but certain. Your eyes closed, not because you were collapsing, but because you finally felt safe. He wrapped a blanket around you and gently pulled you into his arms. Outside, the city was alive with noise, but inside, there was only calm, only the quiet beat of Lucio's heart and the soft rhythm of his beating. That soft rhythm of his breathing. I'm home, he whispered, and Lucio kissed your forehead. Yeah, he breathed out, relief finally breaking through. You're home. Sleep came quickly for you, head resting on Lucio's chest, fingers curled in the fabric of his shirt as if afraid he might disappear. He didn't move, didn't plan to. He sat there all night, holding you with a love stronger than pain or war or missions, because the world could wait. Right now, the only thing that mattered was that you had made it back to him.